Stream had stopped. Okay, now it's back. But yeah, I feel like it's a waste of my time, and I don't want to waste any fucking time. Like, hey, you should sing. You can do this and this and this. And like people are doing this, and I'll send you videos. Be like, hey, look at this person. They singing shitty, and they got all these fucking people liking them. Like, you're way better than that, and they're like, uh huh. You're like, all right, well, you know
Well,
what I mean?
I get it. And I could assume because okay, back it up. So your humor is very similar to my humor. Like your humor is like it's in the moment, it's quick witted, it's call and response. It's
You know, I'm kind of mad you don't have the Robinson notes. Like, I was just looking, and
oh,
every
here
like
we
this couple
go.
of years that go on, I'm just like, damn,
Robinson knows.
he don't have the Robinson nose. Like everybody else got this dumbass nose, but this nigga, this the only family member. Marquita, me, you, Shalonda, and she ain't even part of our goddamn family.
Yeah, I got the Taylor,
Taylor
man.
knows. Yeah,
I
you
got
got the
the
Taylor.
Taylor gang right
You got the
there. That's
Taylor
the
gang.
Taylor.
Yeah, that's you're lucky. I wish I was you.
But like our comedy, I understand it requires a moment. It requires build up. It requires a conversation and interaction. And so I used to say the same exact things. Dude, in LA, there were people that told me, I don't know, you might have missed your calling. Maybe you were supposed to be a comedian. I used to hear that all the time.
Yeah.
But I didn't want it like I wanted to be a rapper. Like being a rapper to me was more personal. It spoke more. I felt like I had more freedom in it,
Yeah.
but not really. I mean, really, I probably could have done the same thing just in comedy,
Yeah.
and but I didn't know exactly what I'm telling you now. Is I was doing the same thing, going, yeah, but like just to sit here and say, all right, do a 10-minute set, like, hey y'all, like I was already like, what? But
Yeah.
like if you took the Daryl thing and been like, yo, I know y'all heard about Diddy, right? Okay. We ain't gonna go in on Diddy tonight because blah blah blah. But come on, imagine you standing there, da da
Yeah.
da 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 da. You know the yacht about to leave. You hear Khaled up there, and he like go on sign this. Like, is you gonna you know what I mean? Like if you went straight into that bit, next thing you know, you already got 3 minutes just from that one thing.
Yes.
You probably got three or four punchlines in that 3 minutes. Like that's just
Uh,
how I go.
Agreed. And I feel like that that is it. And that's why I say, like, if I could go back to 12 years old, that's probably it's
That's
probably
it.
in my calling.
That's
But
it.
now it's like I have very inspirational like thoughts, right? Like, cuz
Like what?
what's
What
this?
you want to be now?
No, I'm just saying I don't want to be anything but me.
Oh, nothing.
I'm just saying that uh Samuel L. Jackson, he didn't
Uh-huh.
get his break until he was almost 40 years old. The dude that played in 40-year-old virgin, I can't think of his name right now. It's on the tip of my tongue. Like, he didn't start
Uh,
acting until he was
Stephen
40.
Carell.
Yeah, Steve Carell, like 40 years old. Like, these are great instances in time. And I used to always tell people like don't ever, like, who am I to tell you to give up on your dream? I don't give a fuck if you're fucking 50 years old and you still trying to, you know, be a fucking breakdancer. Like, nigga, who the fuck am I to tell you to give up on your dream? Like,
Side
that's
note: people only say give up on hip hop dreams. I don't know if you ever noticed that. If like a 78-year-old man wanted to play the cello, everybody's like, "Oh, that's awesome." If an 83-year-old woman wanted to take up tap dancing, they'd be like, "That's a beautiful thing. That's amazing. It's such a blessing that she could do it." If a 41-year-old man is like, I'm putting out my rap demo tape, they're like, wow, still?
yeah.
This is
Yeah,
grow up.
it is crazy,
Like,
and I was one of those non-believers for a long time of like just because of how how saturated the game for like up and coming artists are, right? Like,
yeah,
and it's a delusion. It's a very even entertainment in general.
massive, massive delusion.
Yeah, I feel like it's a delusion because there are actors who have pursued their career into their 40s and 50s and stuff like that and debuted at that time frame. But when it comes to that genre of music, I feel like a lot of people put that into like this crazy box of like when it's supposed to happen, how long it's supposed to happen, and when you become a you know a goat of that genre,
which is crazy.
which is crazy as hell.
Because
Especially today, like there's so many. You can't like they be like, oh, Ice Spice is the hip hop artist of the year. It's like Ice Spice. How can you say that? Like her music, you're gonna put a J. Cole song and an Ice Spice song together. You're gonna put an Ice Spice song and a Future song together. You're gonna put a Future song and a Lil Wayne song together. Like you can't. It's so many different avenues of hip hop that I feel like when you try to combine like, well, it's ticket sales or it's album sales, and it's like, yeah, but just because yeah, and I hate to quote Jay-Z, but like, you know, numbers don't lie. There's a whole segment, and I want to send this to you. I forgot to send it to you. There's a whole segment about how people are in on Jay-Z. And it really in on Jay-Z and Beyonce, but like in on Jay-Z independently too, of saying like, how does he say he's the best rapper alive since the best rapper died or whatever? Because he's talking about Biggie or whatever. And it's like, Jay Z's debut album didn't top the top 100. You know what I mean? It's like all of these like factual things that happened in his career where people are like, from 2005 to this time, Nelly was selling more than Jay Z, and from 2000 and like all of these different like numbers, and it's like, where did he even get that line from at that time? You know what I mean? But like, I guess if you understand hip hop, you
branding,
understand. Yeah, exactly. You understand hip hop, you
branding.
understand that, right? Like, if I say it, then it's got to be true. You know what I mean?
Because it's subjective. Like how can you argue it?
Yeah,
There's really no. You can just say you feel different, cool, but that don't mean it changes it.
yeah,
It's like I said what I said, you know.
yeah,
But in your comparison of like a J. Cole to a Ice Spice, to a Eminem or a Snoop or the Baby or whoever, one thing people forget is that you can't get around science with anything, right? Scientifically, your brain develops at a certain rate across the board. You are more elevated in knowledge through experience. You're more elevated in wisdom through experience. And art loves wisdom and knowledge. No,
yeah,
I'm not saying your music has to be over thought out. I'm not even saying that, but I'm saying even if it's just the approach of how to ride the beat, of how to, you know, what song, what topics to be on, how to brand yourself, how to talk to the ladies, experiences that you know piece into your music. Experience helps all that. So it's impossible to say that someone who's 20 somehow is better equipped to create art than someone who's 48. It's
yeah, yeah,
like our culture loves to look at the 20-year-olds, and so we lift it up.
yeah,
But like they say, youth is wasted on the young because the young don't realize what they have in that youth. That's what your conversation with your guy about going back to a certain age is all based on. It's like
yeah,
youth is wasted on the young.
yeah.
By the time you recognize how great youth is, you old. It's
Yo,
it's like dang.
yeah, yeah.
It's just what it
Facts,
is. What it is.
facts.
Dude, you know how they always talk about how AI is one day gonna like take over and kill all of us and just
Yeah,
completely destroy us, which is possible. So in my weird brain, I went through that scenario and got all the way down to the point where there were no more humans, and then I had a big question. Like, now what? What are you doing? Like, now you're on the earth that everybody's perfect, everything is perfect. You don't need the trees, you don't need food, you don't need the animals. So it's just gonna be animals and insects and birds, just and robots. And what are the robots gonna do?
yeah,
What is AI? Who is AI gonna serve?
yeah,
Who is AI gonna protect, respond to, learn from.
Yeah.
It,
Well,
then what?
in that moment, will they learn how to communicate with animals? Because they're AI. They're constantly evolving. Could they evolve to be an AI version of an animal out in the wilderness? And then now they be or now it's like what is it? What is the apes? Planet of the Apes
Primate?
scenario?
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Like, could that happen?
So
Because
l- let's go down that road. Let's say that does happen, right? Let's
yeah,
say that as the humans die away, now AI has found a way to talk to animals, birds, insects, reptiles. It can communicate with anything.
yeah,
Hell, let's just say it can even communicate with streams and trees and the soil, right?
yeah,
Okay. Outside, you're going to miss us. You're going to miss us. You know why? Because everything else is simple. A bear wants some fish and a place to sleep,
yeah.
and maybe a back scratch here and there against a tree. That's it. You're going to be like, the next thing you're going to try to figure out is how do we create humans again?
Yeah.
We need them.
We
They
need them.
needed to know about medicines. They needed to know direction, what time it was. We had to answer math problems. We had to send text to the girlfriend. We had we did so much. These animals want the same thing every day, every year.
Yeah.
No change. There's no evolution in them. There's just they don't want to build nothing new.
I mean, I guess. Look, I guess at that, I guess in that scenario, right? I feel like they would try to create a superhuman, but because I'm sure they would, right? They would have all the medical knowledge ever, because
Mhm.
there's going to be AIs that are in the laboratories and hospitals and doctors and stuff like that.
Mhm.
They're just going to go to that freezer where these goddamn single ass women done froze their embryos
Mhm.
and eggs and shit and be like,
Embryos.
and be like, we're gonna make this the super fucking. We're gonna make superhumans. They're gonna be just as smart as us because they would be the teacher at that point. And like, if you're a baby coming into an AI world,
Yeah.
and your parents are AI robots, you know everything. Like, regardless if they're like, oh, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree if your mom is like, no, 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 no. The human brain is built for advancement. That's why we're able to do this right now, and we couldn't do it when we were 16. Did the technology already exist at that point? And
Right.
somebody just, you mean, all right, so now I think we're getting off subject, but like, this is a question of mine. How in the fuck are we creating this when all of it already existed, right? Is it the knowledge of the human brain has
Mhm.
advanced to the point of like, oh, all you gotta do is z minus x minus like that, or do aliens really fucking exist where they're like, here these niggas go. Here you go. Let me show you how. You know what I'm saying? Like, this right here's a cell phone. You ain't got to use that stupid ass rotary bullshit. Y'all still doing that shit? Like, and like being in the military, when I was in the military, there was like several things that I was exposed
I'm
to
gonna be
that
honest. You on a no turn signal stream right now.
straight right now. Straight now. I'm
This
getting back
is
to I'm getting
this
back
is
to the point.
complete no turn signal lifestyle. Like
I'm getting back to the
keep
point.
going, keep
I'm getting
going.
back to the AI point. When I was in the military, I was
Oh,
exposed to a lot of things that the general public had no fucking clue about. And when I got out, as things started to progress, I'm like, God damn, like when I was in Korea in 2005, FaceTime was already a fucking thing. Like you could already call someone on like no Skype, just on a regular goddamn phone. It
right.
was just standard. Like you could do that type of shit. And we're talking about a good 5, 10, years later. it's a huge development in software for Apple and all, you know what I mean, all these other companies to be like, oh, you can, and now you can do it on Facebook. Now Skype is a thing and blah, blah, blah. Like all of these technologies pop up. And I'm like, I just feel like at some point, right, when we talk about AI, that's not anything that people have not already used. I feel like anytime stuff hits the general public, they are 10 to 20 years using other things besides it, right? Like, you know, like, oh, it's electric cars, and now electric cars is a thing, and now there's all these people that got electric cars. And it's like, when I was in the military, there were electric fucking vehicles in the military.
Mm.
There was like maybe far few in between, but like it was like, oh yeah, this doesn't use any fuel. It uses fucking solar energy and blah blah blah. Like there was already these things that were happening in existence, and I feel like that's the government, military, government. Maybe at my level, very 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 low in the government realm, but there's no doubt in my mind that there's technology 10, 15 years that the government is using to do things. And eventually there's going to be a whistleblower or something that comes out and be like, oh, Apple, let me tell you how to, you know, embed your phone into someone's palm. And then now people are going to be like, oh, all I got to do is put this bracelet on and it gives a hologram of whatever. But I think it's all like it's all artificial intelligence. When you talk about artificial intelligence, I feel like that's just alien technology that is being passed down in increments for American population. So when all the humans are gone, right, and everything is said and done, they're just going to be like, we need to develop these superhumans, and these superhumans are going to be the new Jeff Bezos. They're going to be the new Apple CEO. They're going to be all of these new people that come out and revolutionize everything. Because if you look back in history, you can look at the goddamn pyramids. The pyramids, people are like this. And there's like a 3 dots from their fucking head on the side of their hand like this. What the fuck were they doing? Why is his hand up by his ear?
Maybe
Am I thinking crazy?
his head was itching. I don't know.
But why would they put the dots, bro? It would have been a swirl, right? That's how you animate shit. Like if I'm scratching like this, they put the swirl. They don't put the fucking ding 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 like the antenna shit. Every child knows that.
So it's like a oh boy. Yep. Yeah. I don't know if I want to ask any questions on that. I don't know if I want to dig. I don't know how much I want to dig into that. Interesting. That's an interesting take. So basically, all AI originated from Area 51, and that's kind of where we've been devising this technology across the years, and it's
Area
why.
51 is a myth. It's a myth.
Oh, okay. So where are the aliens?
Everywhere.
Oh, okay. Okay. They're all over. Got it.
You know where they're at? They're in the fucking sea. They're in the ocean. Have you ever watched, before you call me crazy, hold on. Just follow me right quick.
Okay.
Have you ever watched like some real life deep sea shit? There is shit down in that damn water.
It does get spooky down there.
Bruh, like there's like, hey, we don't even know how far this shit go. How you don't know how far it go? You can put a map of the earth and the circumference of everything. Like I know how long a flight take from California to Africa, but you can't figure out how deep don't you know the size of the earth? They're like, we don't know how deep it fucking goes. Like it has to have an end. There has to be a bottom, or else where the fuck is Earth? Is Earth continuing? You don't even know why you brought this up now. Now you don't know. Look, I could go down a rabbit hole. I done seen some shit.
Oh,
You know, the old military veteran. I done seen some shit, boy. Let me tell you. And they putting microchips inside your nostrils with that. Like, wait a minute, sir.
oh man. You know why that YSL trial is still going on? The Rico case with Young Thug, right?
Yeah,
So
I
they
think
had
he's gonna get off.
he probably will because the Rico is hard to prove all the points to really get it to stick. So I don't disagree. Matter of fact, when my wife was on a couple of weeks ago, we talked about it, and she was saying the same thing. She feels like uh, the defense is winning. But let me tell you who won the laugh with me was they had a cop. Shut it up, you AI underwater
Yeah,
alien
see,
robot.
yeah, see,
um, one of the arresting cops um was doing the interrogation with one of the YSL members, and he thought when they arrested the when they arrested them, he thought the Young Thug was a girl. He said, "I didn't know who that was. I thought it was one of the girls. I thought y'all was hanging with some girls. He looked like a girl."
yeah. That's not
Oh
that's
man,
not goofy.
and
That's not goofy.
it was just funny because they had to play it back. So in court they kind of run things back. Someone else needs to hear it. They're trying to make sure they got all the exactly
Yeah.
what was said. Yeah, I thought he was a girl. I thought Jeffrey. That's Jeffrey. I thought he was a girl.
It's not helping their case at all. Like,
I'm like, if I'm sitting there as Thug, I'm sitting there like, man, please stop playing this, bro.
you are killing my street cred right now. You are putting a
Please.
knife inside of my shit right now. No, I look, I've only watched it like through TikTok. I haven't really paid any attention to it. But I just feel like it is that. It's a lot of like it's not SVU. You know what I mean? Like it's not like a clear cut. And you know, I'm like this. Like I'm Charleston White in a situation. Like people died. You know what I mean? Like people died. There was things that happened. You know, going on in that situation, whether they were directly involved or not. Like people still lost their lives. That's the reality of the situation. So you know, even for the people that that lost people in it, seeing this go on and wanting justice, it's like this is not justice. This is not helping. It's not helping them at all. But like Diddy, like in order for them to get to that point, they had to have substantial evidence to be able to bring this upon him. You know what I mean? Like so in some situation, like maybe it might be a turn of events, and like every drama court TV show that you watch, there might be a plot twist, like, but y'all niggas ain't seen this, and then his mama come out and be like, he did it, he my baby, you know what I mean? Like all of a sudden it's like, whoa, mama done switched up on her son, you know what I mean?
I mean,
So
that's the thing, though. People got to remember that there's in the court of law, there's a difference between innocent and not guilty.
yeah,
Two very different things.
yeah, facts,
Innocent means you didn't do it.
yeah,
Not guilty means they can't prove you did
they can't prove you did.
it.
Yeah,
It's very different.
yeah.
Speaking of that, OJ died this week.
I know, man, that's crazy.
OJ died.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. When they said he was 75, I'm like, dang, I guess that makes sense. You just kind of forget,
Well,
certain people's age.
OJ played football without helmets, so that makes
With no helmet, with leather chin strap.
yeah, that
Just
makes
wrap it around the ears. Just a chin strap.
that makes perfect sense. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was crazy because I seen it and it was like because you see all the little spoof things like so and so passed away, like
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
internet does. But then like I went and I seen like all the news shows and stuff. I was like, God damn, like that's crazy. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, that
Yeah.
was
The
that was
juice, man. The juice is out of here. And now they're talking about his family. I guess he still owed his estate still owed like 33.5 million to the families of
His victims or alleged victims. Yeah, you're right. The glove don't fit. You must have quit.
hey,
You're right.
yeah. But yeah, to the two people in that case, the families of those two people.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're talking about his people are like, we're gonna fight it and try to just not pay it ever. And they said he still owed the lion's share of it. I'm like, dang, that was like 3 decades ago. what have you paid? Or how much
But
was it? Like,
but he
geez.
was already retired when it happened. You feel
Yeah,
me?
but then he
Like
did
that.
a book.
Yeah.
Then he did the If I Did It book. So it's
But
like,
that didn't get 40 million. You know what I'm saying? Like he was just like, hey, whatever it costs to keep that up in litigation, keep it up in litigation. And that might have been 150,000 to keep that paperwork in circulation a year. So I can keep my
I could do
millions.
that. I could do
Yeah, I can do that. I
that.
can do that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's easy.
Yeah.
Now you're talking about like, hey, you never still paid that debt to us, and now because of interest and inflation and all this other stuff, now it's 33 million when it was 17 or whatever. You know what I mean? Whatever it could have been. It's just like y'all got it. You know what I'm saying? And everybody he's been with has been living this luxurious lifestyle,
Yeah.
and now because he's gone, who knows where that paperwork is going to be? Like, oh no, in the law it states the actual person can only do X, Y, and Z
Yeah.
if that person you know what I mean, like so
I
they might
wonder. I
just
wonder what the lawsuit was though, because he won the case. I'm like, why do I owe you anything?
well I
They
mean
must have had a separate
yeah, you know, people sue
civil suit.
yeah even after like when they lose cases and stuff. Like I'm sure if Young Thug does get off, he's probably going to sue the people that like you know, this is X amount of money that I've lost during this time that I've been, you know, in this, and because of day one to inflation, this is the you know what I mean, this is what I will
And maybe I didn't know they do that, but maybe. But this is the loser. This is not the person that was on trial that's now suing. This is this is truthfully this is the deceased
yeah
family
yeah
suing the person that won the case. Like,
yeah
I don't even feel like that's fair. Like, I won. I'm safe.
that's
Remember, we
that's
used to do
that's
that
the
when we
law.
were kids. And you run in and
On
you go
base,
safe, safe. Like,
everything
hey,
everything you was going to do base.
hey, safe.
I'm on base. Yeah, you ain't like it, you should have changed base.
Dude, that's what I love about kid rules, man. It'd be simple, clear, and respected.
Yep.
Hey, base or timeout.
Yeah, timeout.
It's like
Timeout
that's
is one
it.
of those good ones.
That's it. That's it. If I say base or if I say at random tag,
Yeah.
you know what it is. Get to running.
Yeah.
Get to running because you're it. No need fighting me about it. Don't need asking me why I'm it. You're it, man. Tag. Let's just get this game rocking.
I don't know. I don't know how they do it, but I know it's possible. And I know I heard it many a times and I'm just like, that's crazy. But I know that if it ever happened to me, I'd be like, so can I sue? Because I know it's a thing. Like,
Right.
what can we do to you know get some money out of it? Even like when you get in a car accident, like people are like, oh, they sued the truck company. And you're like, how did they sue them? You know what I mean? It's like, oh, well, however many times you had to go to the doctor, so you can get the doctor fees, the inconvenience fees, the time you had to take off work, like all of these things calculated up, and they'd be like $75,000. You know, it's like, oh, for a week. You know what I mean? It's like because of all the money that and I could have worked overtime that day, and my overtime would have been this month. Like they just tack on all of these fees because it's like we are suing you because of the what if, and I think that's probably what they're doing. Like if she had have lived, she would have done this and this and you know what I mean, and he would have done this. His career was going this way, and he would have got promoted after a year because that's the standard. And blah, blah, his pay would have been this, and benefits would have been this, and he would have paid this. Oh, and cryptocurrency came out, and he's an investor. You know what I mean? Like They just
Yeah.
put out all of this shit, and then now you're just like $175 million. I ain't
Oh
even make.
no.
I live
I
45
don't
years
know.
after the death. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't know about that one.
I'm just saying that.
That is different.
I feel like that's how that should be. You
That
just
is different. Let's get back to this. I was kind of trying to evade it, but I feel like I need to hear, and I feel like other people probably want to know where this is going. So back to the underwater aliens that
Yep.
gave the
Yes, I'm glad.
devices
Yes.
to the humans, the AI
No,
technology.
no, 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 no. You're confusing it. I'm
Okay.
saying that if aliens on this planet exist,
If so, now it's if.
if
So maybe they don't.
no, they do. No, they do. I agree that they do.
Okay, so aliens
And
do exist.
there might be different versions of them because I feel like if you believe in God, if you just believe in science together,
Uh-huh,
or either or,
uh-huh.
and you look out into this vast universe, and they're like, oh, it's actually 75 trillion different universes. If you don't think God also created things other places,
Uh-huh.
and I'm very versed in the Bible, but I just can't recall him saying, no, I'm gonna just create y'all and that's it. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
But if you believe in that and you believe in science and you don't think that other things do exist, now the difference in that is when they be like, oh, the sun is 8 billion light years away. Like that's a long time to travel to and fro. And if these other planets and universes are that further away, then that's a lot of time that these things can
You
exist.
say the sun is 8 billion light
No,
years away?
I don't think it's 8 billion life. I'm just saying
Oh,
in
okay, okay.
general, like it's
You just throwing
crazy.
something out. Okay.
Yeah, it's crazy numbers that the thing. They're like, oh, it's 50 light years away.
Like
Like,
certain stars.
yeah, right. They'll
Yeah.
take you 50 years to get there, and then 50 years to get back. That's 100 years. Nobody's here. You know what I mean?
Right.
But if those type of things are projecting towards the Earth, and their time, if you watch enough sci-fi shows, they're like, oh, time is perceived differently in the universe than it is on Earth, right? So like, you know, Guardians of the Galaxies, you can jump to different countries and all, or different planets and solar systems and stuff like that. If you believe in
Yeah.
those type of things,
Right.
then you have no choice but to believe that life can exist on other planets and life could
Mm,
have potentially made it to the United States, right? Or not the
mm.
United States, but to the world.
Keep going.
But
Keep going. Keep going.
but what's false in that is why the hell Pookie and them didn't meet an alien? You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
Like, why the hell Karen didn't meet an alien?
mm.
That's chilling at her house. Like, why would only the people that have met aliens would be the United States government? Like, wouldn't regular people have this? Like, people can't wait to show you their new dish towels. You don't think a motherfucker would pop up with goddamn an alien? It would be seen. And they're like, oh, they would take it down